Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today I want to talk about something stupid. First world problems. Oh hell yeah, sign me up. Now there's a lot of problems going on in the world, okay? World hunger, war, okay? The threat of nuclear annihilation. But see, I like to lie to myself and remind myself maybe the world is... I like to focus on the small problems, okay? And one of them is video gaming, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I was told that the PS5 and the Xbox Series X were going to be stronger than my parents' love for me. And you know, I take that shit real seriously, okay, ladies and gentlemen? I take that to the heart. Now, you know, most games coming out nowadays have 60 frame modes and 30 frames per second modes, okay? You know, you get that little ray tracing 30 frames, looks a little better, and then you got the playable 60 frame rate mode. Now, it's these modes that have made a lot of people gaming on consoles feel like, damn, this is what PC gamers must feel like, dude. Clean, smooth frame rates. Now, especially for shooter games, you know, like games where you have to have tactile precision. I ain't talking about Final Fantasy. I ain't talking about Dragon Quest. I ain't talking about any of those JRPGs. When I'm talking about like shooters, games where you need to have tactile input, they should pretty much be at 60 frames, right? Now, Xbox, being one of the most powerful systems in the world, apparently Bethesda wants to release their newer game Redfall May 2nd with compromises. So here they said Xbox Series X and S, 30 frames. Of course, the Xbox Series X will be at 4K. Now, I don't care about resolution so much. Usually you can only crank that shit as high as you need to. It's frame rate that's the most important. Now, pretty much every bit of footage I've been seeing about this game has been in 60 frames, which means the only people getting to play the ideal version of this game are on PC. Meaning that if you're a console gamer, well, today's the day. It was gonna come at some point, that 30 frames per second life. You know, as gaming goes forward, the frame rates are going to get even more smaller, okay? 30 frames is like the limit, towards the end of a console lifespan. Now, I figured with the update to these modern generations, maybe we could have 60 FPS for a long time, okay? For a while. Unfortunately, it seems like this game won't. Now, what I found to be really wild, and the reason I'm making this video, is the last line. 60 FPS performance mode will be added via game update at a later date. Why are you so excited on playing something unfinished? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hate this trend with modern day video gaming where like game companies will release a video game and it won't be complete at launch, okay? This basically tells me that the game isn't completed, okay? It's not ready. And sure, there's some conspiracy theories like, Muda, maybe it's the Xbox Series S causing problems. Yeah, no shit there, Einstein. Congratulations, Nostradamus. You must have figured out that the weaker console was holding it back. Yeah, no shit. Yes, the weaker system is holding back the frame rate of the larger system. It's a problem. But see, the reality over here is, obviously the game is unfinished. They're still trying to make it work. But to hit a deadline on Game Pass or whatever, they're going to launch a neutered version of the experience and hope that the game survives later on. And see, this is where the real problem kind of arises. You know, a great comparison is a game like Halo Infinite. How many of you, the 3 people watching right here, are going to actually be playing Halo Infinite down the road? I'm going to wager not many, okay? Because, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to launching games with half of their content missing or key features missing, because yes, I believe the ability to play the game smoothly is a key feature, you know? Usually when I fire up a goddamn game, I expect it to be running smooth, especially a game that's a first fucking person shooter. Now, of course, games like Halo Infinite have pretty much all gone with the way of the wind. Solely because game companies are okay with releasing half of the goddamn title for full price, no less. Ladies and gentlemen, when Halo Infinite dropped, it didn't come with, you know, the Forge mode. It didn't come with anything, really. It didn't come with a lot of the key features. It didn't even come with cooperative. Believe it or not, a Halo campaign, not co-op. And of course, after the course of over a year, they finally managed to piecemeal add every feature in and call it a day. And you know what happened to the player base for Halo Infinite? It died. It died hard, ladies and gentlemen. It went the way of the wind. It went the way of the dodo. Now, of course, looking at a game like Redfall, you know, a game that I wasn't particularly that super excited for. I mean, it was a Game Pass game, so maybe me and the boys could hook up together for a low price of whatever the currently, like, for like $5 a month and play this game. But to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, looking at it, this doesn't really appear to be too good to me. Because whenever I see a game launch like this, with, again, key features missing, it again reminds me of what game developers are forgetting. You can get away with a delay, alright? Usually that delayed game is better than just rushing it out for release. Now, of course, they're rightfully getting roasted by the community for this, and if you don't think this is a big enough deal, if you don't think this is a big deal, fine, whatever. At the end of the day, it's a game that's launching in an incomplete state, and honestly, from the outside looking in from a gamer, if I looked at this, and if they launched it with all of their features intact, and had a functioning, proper, smooth game at launch, it would actually be better for them in the long term than releasing it in May with half the frames gone, the game not launching in the way that it should be, and having the player base suffer in the long term. Because what's going to happen is a lot of people who game on the Xbox are not spoiled for choice. You can go and game on other products. You can go play other things. There's like 100 other games on Game Pass that you can fuck with. And of course, when a game drops like this, those players who are actually concerned with having the best experience are just going to say they'll wait down the road when an update gets patched in. And usually that's kind of a death knell, okay? Because when somebody says that, 9 times out of 10, even when the game gets silently updated, they're still not going to go back and play it. It's actually better for these guys to go back to the drawing page, actually release the game in its completed state, and then have a proper actual release, and so people can actually have no problems with it. But ladies and gentlemen, this is one thing that I really hope stops in the world of gaming. I'm sick and tired of this shit happening day in and day out, and it's not just Xbox, it's PlayStation, it's the Switch, it's PC. It's a sad state of affairs, and I hope it changes. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is your First World Problems, and it's out.